Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And the tip goes to the Nets. Here's Claxton. Pass to Russell. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now here's Reeves. It's good.
The first of many tonight. Both teams have legit offensive talent.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
From deep, Johnson. And stolen by Reeves. And they're pushing it up. Here's Doncic. That falls. Nice feed that time from James.
Boy, he's so dangerous in these situations. Doncic just has a good sense for what he needs to do based on the situation.
Russell, that's good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And the bucket is good.
Luka's peripheral vision off the charts. Get wide open, and he's going to find you.
Clark, Hachimura has always been a monster with his strength. He knows how to use his frame.
He sure does, and he has an ample frame, B.A. Working out with LeBron during the summer and training certainly hasn't hurt him in that regard. He knows how to use his body, but he's also become a pretty reliable three-point shooter and all-around scorer.
Out to James. Over Williams. And the shot no good. A bit short. Russell with the ball. Now Doncic defending. Williams. Oh, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Make your teammates better by giving them good passes. That one was perfect. Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
Thomas, left side. And he gets it to go off the front iron. Now Los Angeles with it. It's a three-point game. Pass to Thomas. Outside, Williams. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Number 17, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. He was just marveling at LeBron's ability to take advantage of any mistake you make, even a minor one. He said, if you're even a half step away from a guy defensively, LeBron will find that person. Coach is asking his guys to stay connected to shooters tonight.
Okay, thanks, Allie. And there's a whistle. That goes on DeAnthony Melton. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Reeves. That one a little long.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
All right, Grant, when you look at the Nets rebuild, what are you seeing at this point?
Well, they gave up a lot of young players and draft picks to assemble a big three. And, of course, that didn't quite work out. So now they're in that middle ground, which sometimes can be a little tough. Add to the fact that they're in New York, the fans and media are anything but patient and forgiving.
Clowney tried to bank it in, but it misses.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Outside Russell. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Brooklyn trailing. Inside. Clowney can't get it to go. And it's the Lakers ball. Pass to Reeves. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
Substitution.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Outside Vanderbilt. Here's Reeves. And here's Connect outside. And it's Thomas with the rebound. To the middle. Johnson with a bucket.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
Down low. And it's Connect missing. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Wilson. Now here's Thomas. Over Reeves. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Now here's Doncic. Now Finney-Smith. And here's Connect outside. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. It's the Nets leading by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Nets.
Well, I've liked their assertiveness inside. They've been getting that way and playing that way the whole time, setting the tone right away that the inside area is their territory.
Here's Vanderbilt. Rebounded by the Nets. It's Thomas on the wing. Offline with a 3. Lakers trail by 3. Well, you look at Cam Thomas, Grant. Do you think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, you know, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star.
3-pointer. He buries it from 3. Thomas has got 5 now.
The ability to play the one makes Melton valuable. He finds teammates when they're in good position.
Brooklyn leading by 6. Outside Johnson. It's tipped. Outside Finney-Smith. To the left side wing. And stolen by Williams. Here's Melton. To the inside. Here's Claxton. And he comes up with a bucket.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Knocked away. Pass to Finney-Smith. There's a whistle. That goes on DeAnthony Melton. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul. Substitutions on the court.
Stolen by Melton. Johnson with it. Hachimura covering. Johnson with it. Pass to Melton. And here's Claxton. That one goes. Count it. And it's a 10-point Nets lead.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
Here's Goodwin. Now Reeves. To end the run. And it's Thomas with the rebound. You know, Grant, after losing in the first round last season, it felt like changes were inevitable for the Lakers.
Yeah, making the playoffs isn't enough for that franchise. They are all about championship success, and anything short of that is a failure.
Brooklyn leading by 10. From deep, Johnson hits a three-pointer. Johnson's got 5 now.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level. Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And the Lakers making a change here. Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Pass to Finney-Smith. Knocked loose. Stolen by Sharp. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, LeBron James last season set the record for most All-Star nods in NBA history. He said, quote, "I'm blessed to do what I love and just to try to give back to the game that's given to me over 2 decades. Long ago, I exceeded anything I ever dreamed of being in the NBA. Everything else is just extra credit." Brian?
Thanks, Allie. The 3 from Russell. He drops it from range. 5 points in the game.
Oh, you look at D'Angelo Russell. He's got a sweet stroke. The lefty can knock it down from 3, but always seems to be playing at his pace, under good control.
Pass to Hachimura. Shot clock at 6. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 15-3 run. Outside Russell. 52 seconds left in the second quarter. Vincent with the defensive effort. Here's Doncic. Oh, Luka playing grown man ball inside.
Nice work from Doncic, doing a good job finding a way to get it done inside.
Pass to Johnson. Wide open. The offensive rebound. Outside, Williams. And the 3 off target.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Nets leading by 13. They set the screen to the paint. Here's Clowney. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Clowney's got 6.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Here's Hachimura. And the first half now in the books. It's the Nets up by 15. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Here's Thomas for 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Tremendous hustle, working hard for that bucket.
They swipe it. And the timeout called here by Jordy Fernandez. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Now Thomas. Puts it up from 17. Doncic pulls down the board. Hayes in the high post. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
Capable of running the offense. Doncic, fantastic at getting his teammates involved.
This will be his second trip to the free throw line in this one.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him.
Lakers trail by 15. You know, Grant, with the Nets, there was so much optimism just a few years back.
And it was just too bad to see things go south. It's a reminder that nothing is as easy as it seems in the NBA. Even with a superstar roster, things don't always work out.
Pass to Johnson. There's the three. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. Now, here is James. Here's Hayes. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Hayes has got 9.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Here's Thomas. And the 18-footer right on the mark. 7 points in the game.
That was a prayer. All luck getting that one to go.
Pass to Reeves. And the layup is good off the glass.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Thomas outside. Five on the clock. The Nets need to get off a shot here. The shot by Johnson, no good. And Reeves has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Trailing by 13. Claxton with the block. Hayes misses. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Thomas. Pass to Wilson. Launches it. It's Hayes with the rebound. Lakers trail by 13. Hachimura with the ball. And it's Thomas picking him up. From deep, here's Doncic. Sinks it from distance.
We typically see Doncic operating from the top of the floor. A little different to see him doing work from the corner.
Melton outside. Pass to Johnson. For three. Knocks down the long J.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
First personal foul. Team second. Substitution.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. A good look from Johnson. It's hauled in by Luka Doncic.
No defender in sight. He tries to take initiative, but ultimately comes away empty-handed.
And the basket is good. He got it to go, and he took the bump. So a free throw coming up. An opportunity at a three-point play. Los Angeles shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. And when you look at the Lakers, a lot has happened since their championship run in 2020, Clark.
Yeah, it really has, B.A., and I think some of it you have to attribute it to a significant amount of roster turnover. And then you pair that with coaching changes. One of the keys to being successful in anything and at any level and in the NBA, stability, continuity. You've got to have it with your executive management team, coaches, and players. And they've not had that, so the consistency has been hard to find.
Finney-Smith. And with that one, the deficit trimmed to single digits. Finney-Smith's got 6 points in the quarter. There's a screen. Here's Russell. The Lakers with a rebound. Outside, Finney-Smith. Pass to Hayes. James, right side. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Doncic. The 3 ball. He's off on that one. Outside Russell. Watford with a screen. Here's Lewis. And that's not going to go. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter.
31.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Nets leading by 9. It's Martin on the wing. Drives to the hoop. Here's Watford. Knocks it down from distance.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Back to Vincent. Pulls up. Pass to Doncic. Clark, when you watch Luka Doncic play, how is he able to just control the games like he does?
He's a savant. That's all I can say. He's way ahead of himself. I mean, this guy's been a pro since he was 13 or 14 years old. There's nobody else in the NBA that's been a pro that long, I don't think. So, unique in that regard. Great size, uncanny, underrated strength. And then his vision, his pace, all of that what allows him to really not ever be sped up or out of control.
Lakers trail by 10. Down low. Here's Goodwin. And it's Martin with the rebound. To the inside. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Rui Hachimura. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Nets.
Yeah, what stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
Good.
Good work from Finney-Smith down low, putting his size and reach to good use.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles making a change here. Here's Martin. Buries it from 3. Martin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
To the middle. Watford. And he banks in the layup.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Hachimura. You know, Clark, with the Lakers, at times it is hard to maintain a sense of continuity.
Well, it sure is, B. I mean, there's always pressure to improve or be at your best, but even more so when you're playing in the glitz and glamour of L.A. and all that history. And because of that, sometimes it can lead to high team turnover when you're playing for the Lakers.
Pass to Hayes. Here's Reeves. 6 to shoot. The 3. Claxton with a rebound. Nets leading by 16. Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Los Angeles.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Now Hayes. Out to James. Back to Hayes. Outside Reeves. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
We've seen more than a few miscues from them tonight.
And I tell you what, more brain-neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
Thomas, left side. The kick out to Johnson. Back to Thomas. Got it. And the Nets lead by 18.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Doncic, no good.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play. And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Nets.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient. And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Personal foul. Third team foul. Substitutions on the court.
1:04 left in the fourth quarter here. From deep, Reeves. Thomas with the defensive effort. The three from Russell. James with the rebound. And here are the Lakers. Here's Hayes. And there's the foul. It's on Jackson Hayes. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Here's Martin. It's good from the top of the key.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And it's Doncic missing. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 20-6 run. Tries a 10-footer. Out to Hachimura. Here's the three. That shot off. Here's Wilson. Outside Johnson. Ooh, he buries it. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Boy, they were some.
Too much. Spaceship, fake, broke, Kanye, young, don't stay too long. Big truck, big wheel, big rock, them really hate my guts. Tryna gain my trust, but it's all out lust. Saying I'm a cool cat, yeah, tell them I'm a top dog. Rollin' when I let the
NBA playoffs and want to recreate the action yourself, NBA.
big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Don't damn teach him how to pump fake. Big shot, tell them I'm a cool cat, yeah, tell them I'm a top dog. Rollin' when I let the outside, but you doing donuts. Yeah, got the money in the headlight. Big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Don't damn teach him how to pump fake. Big shot.
Point five, do what I should, man. Point five, do what I could, man. Point five, do what I should, man. Point five, do what I could, man. Point five, do what I should, man. Point five, do what I could, man. Point five, do what I should, man. Point five, do what I could.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
The all-time leader in NBA wins, of course, the great Spurs coach, Greg Popovich. So here is a guy who's a peer. What makes him so special, Stan?
Well, first of all, Greg Popovich is not a peer of mine, Kevin. I would never be that presumptuous. This guy is an absolute icon in the coaching world. I think from the outside, I think what makes him so special is he's never looked at himself that way. He's never rested on his laurels. He's a guy that's always evolving and trying to get better.
I love that assessment, but I do think you're his peer.
Not in any way. Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Pass to Coulibaly. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Well, Devin Vassell has flown under the radar for a long time and passed a lot of fans, Coach, but we've seen it. He can fill it up.
Yeah, Kevin, look, he is an outstanding shooter. He's got great footwork. He can score at all three levels. He reminds you a bit of DeMar DeRozan, but maybe even with more of a three-point shot.
To the inside. Makes it off the glass.
Now, I'm not shy about bringing it inside. Vassell is comfortable around the hoop.
Pass to Poole. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Fox with it. George picks him up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Coulibaly. A three-pointer, no good. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Greg Popovich and I did speak a few minutes ago. We got to talking about Jordan Poole and how you deal with a player like him. Coach smiled and said, we want to be as disruptive for him as possible. Anything we can do to prevent him from getting into a rhythm, we'll do it. Keeping Poole off balance is the plan here. Guys?
Thank you, David. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first.
And the urgency on Middleton's drive is terrific. The defense seems powerless to stop it.
And the basket by Vassell.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Middleton outside. The Wizards working the ball around now. Poole on the wing. Middleton outside. Three-pointer. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Oh, great decision there. Get it to Wembanyama and let Victor finish as the roller.
Washington trailing. GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty draft record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Washington now. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul. And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. That'll be a 5-second call. Paul, left side. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
So shrewd and elusive on the drive. Once Paul sees an opening in the defense, this guy goes into attack mode.
Pass to Champagnie. And so Washington again turning it over. Wizards making a switch here. 1:02 left to play in the first quarter. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Kicks it out to Paul. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Kispert, no good. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Back to Paul. Nobody near Barnes. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Bangs home the trifecta.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And so it's San Antonio in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the... And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Such an interesting player, isn't he, Coach Jeremy Sochan? He played a lot of point guard during his second season.
Yeah, Kevin, the Spurs experimented with Sochan at the one. It was a bit unconventional. They went away from it later in the year. But that experience as a point guard will continue to help his playmaking ability as his career progresses.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance that saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. They got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And, of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us? Perfect. Wizards making a switch here. Wizards trailed by 12. Pass to Carrington. Trying to find Bay and gets it to him. Outside, George. Launches it from deep. Puts it up. Bay, no good. Spurs leading by 12. Kicks it out to Paul. Back to Fox. He takes it in. Pass to Champagnie. Clock at 6. 20 feet out. He goes up again. Fox deciding where to go with it. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Here's Paul. Marcus Smart picking up that last basket. Outside, Fox. An easy 2 points on the layup. Paul's got the lead up to 14 now for the Spurs. We see coaches, Stan, willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. I'm going back in my Rolodex here. Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA. My wife was not real happy about that at one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college. And she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Oh, goodness. They grabbed their own miss. Left side, Fox. Tries again. Tries yet again. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Pass to Gill. Here's Carrington. And Fox with a clear path to the basket. And Johnson with the stuff.
Rocking that rim. Keldon Johnson, a big physical wing.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Wizards trailed by 16. Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
56 seconds left here in the second. Here's Middleton. Good defense by Wembanyama.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Washington with the ball. Following the three-pointer from De'Aaron Fox. And even 3-on-3 break. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And that quick shot by Fox is something you know he has worked on religiously. Nice finish.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Sarr hasn't made one yet. Coulibaly, no good.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway.
Aggressive move by Sarr. Love seeing that.
The Wizards have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
Here's Coulibaly. Nice ball movement by Washington. Pass to Poole. Over Barnes. And he drops that one in. Poole's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Wizards.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
And that's one of Fox's strengths, trying to involve his teammates first. A really good passer who wants to play for his guys.
Now here's Middleton. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. In the corner, it's Sarr. Just 3 to shoot. The tray. Rebounded by the Spurs. Here's Vassell. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And you see the quickness out in transition. Vassell, so tough to stop.
Pass to Sarr. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Now here's Middleton. Right side George. To the paint. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Wembanyama. Coach, only 2 players have led the NBA in blocks as a rookie. Manute Bol and our favorite, Victor Wembanyama.
Well, Kevin, Wembanyama is already special defensively, not only as a shot blocker, but the amount of ground that he can cover to affect shots. And there are people around the league that believe that he can become the best defender of all time.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's George. And stolen by Barnes. The wide open look here for Fox. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The 3 from Poole. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Here's Castle. No good from outside. Here's Washington now. Poole with it. Guarded now by Barnes. And so Washington again turning it over.
Well, look, plays like that are exactly why they find themselves in such a deep hole.
And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. De'Aaron Fox stays in attack mode. He says people don't want to guard somebody that's going to attack them on every possession. You can't get that break. You can't take any plays off. His speed, Kevin, that is a lot to deal with all game long.
A ton, David, to deal with. No question. DA, thanks. Shots good by Middleton.
And how smooth is that jumper? Middleton making it look easy from the corner.
Fox from outside. Wizards trail by 19. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Timeout.
There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Kispert. No good with the layup. San Antonio leading by 19 points. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And this kid is tough. Wembanyama just powering it in despite the contact.
The Spurs have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. Here's Champagnie. No good that time. Good defense by Wembanyama.
Gotta run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Pass to Champagnie. Here's Bay. 2 on the clock. And the rejection by Wembanyama.
Checking in for the Wizards, number 22.
Kispert, bounce pass. And so it's Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, down and out. Woke up in the next one thinking these won't hold me down. I keep seeing the same old faces. Is it west, is it south? I need me a leather jacket, I told Renzo I want it in brown. Where are you now? Yeah.
That's right, located within My League and My NBA eras, the playoffs allows you to fully customize a 16-team NBA bracket.
At small forward, 6'9", number 23.
This for my city, this for the top, this for the top, this for the win, this for the win, this for the crown, this for the crown, this for my homies and brothers, they know that I love them, I got them all holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you come to my city, this for my city. We thank you for coming, we thank you for coming.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Kristaps Porzingis.
And the one thing that he'll be looking to change is the downturn in his three-point percentage.
With Austin Reeves, and it's Hayes in at the 5 down low. Out to White, launches it. Brown down low, James defending. Shot clock at 6. They get the rebound. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A wing who wants to pound it down low. Brown earns a trip to the line.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw missing. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Hayes with the screen for Hachimura. Drops in the tray.
You have to pay attention to Hachimura no matter where he is.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's White. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
And it's James missing. For Boston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Holiday gets the bucket.
Excellent court awareness from Holiday. He got out ahead and finished off the break.
LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. White against Reeves. Pass to Doncic. Fires away from outside. Over Holiday. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
They timed up the layup perfectly. The D saw it develop and got there to bother the shot.
And it's Doncic missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And stolen by White. Fires the 3. Nailed from three-point land.
Timeout.
White's got 5 now.
And they don't want to